It is true what Mekatarili is saying. We are having many suicide cases across the country and in our universities, where our young people, especially the men, give up because of the challenges of life. I want to encourage you, Vice Chancellor, please strengthen your counseling unit and work with the student leadership. Let us have psychologists, let us have pastors and imams to talk to our young people. My request and appeal to you as young people, when the world becomes too tough, when the going becomes rough, when you are having challenges, don't withdraw into yourself. Please speak out. When you speak out, you let off, and somebody will hear you. Many of the cases of suicide, 90% of them, if the people suffering severe depression and stress, mental stress, had chosen to share with a close friend, with a pastor, with an imam, with a lecturer, with somebody whom you think cares, those suicides would have been avoided. I want to appeal to you, please, don't suffer in silence. Speak. You must have self-discipline because leadership must start with you. Waking up early is a blessing. A good day starts early. And you know, and you for sure you know. Any day you have woken up late, by evening your day has been messed up. But if you start early, you plan your day, make all the difficult decisions in the first 3 hours in the morning when your mind is fresh. In the afternoon, you do routine things because your mind is not functioning as good. That is leadership. All difficult decisions you want to make. If you wake up at 6, make sure by 9 a.m. you have agreed within yourself what is it that you must do. In the afternoon, do routine things, call your friends, because you don't require any thinking to call your friends. Do normal things. Once you have self-discipline, you start on a good footing. I want to say, self-discipline encompasses taking care of yourself. For you to become a leader, you must be alive. For you to own a company, you must be alive. And you must be healthy, both mentally and physically. Good people, please, keep off drugs. Drugs will give you temporary relief from problems. But by the time the drugs are through, the problems are even more. Let nobody cheat you that if you take drugs and you stay high, that the problems and the difficulties that you face have been solved. I want to speak to you at Pwani University and say that we face a big challenge in this country of drug abuse, drug and substance abuse among our people, including university students. And that's why I've come to talk to you. I want to plead with you. Please don't destroy yourself. Don't destroy your future. Because when you destroy yourself, your parents are devastated. You must put family first. The Bible tells us, take care of your parents so that they can bless you. You must respect your father and mother. And in an African setup, your mother and father is anybody else who is the age of your mother and father, including your teachers. You must respect your elders. And that starts from an early life. And that sets you into leadership.
Economic implication of passing that bill will make Kenya lose 4.186 trillion shillings. That comes just not in terms of borrowing, but also comes in terms of grants and humanitarian response. So the question is, why should you risk that one while we are not going to solve the problem? It is very clear that the bill is going to pass in Parliament. Members of Parliament have confessed they don't read bills. 300 members of Parliament have no time to read the bills. That includes Honorable Kaluma. Now, we are again going to pass a bill in Parliament, which Parliament won't read and thoroughly look at its implication. That's why I'm standing here to tell them before they pass it that the economic implication is 4.186 trillion Kenya shillings. Do they want to do that? And I want to tell Mr. President, do not go through the predicament of Ghana, of Uganda, by signing this to law in case it comes to your desk. But should you want to sign it, put your mouth where your pen and money is. Before you sign that, put aside or set aside 4.186 trillion shillings. Should that be your priority, then tell us that you have solved all the problems Kenya have. One, doctors should not be on strike while you're focusing on something which is not even legal. Remember, I've told you that this matter is a moral issue. It's a sin issue. It is not legal issue. It's not a constitutional issue, but it is to do with ethical issue, which is a moral issue. We should be left to the church, psychiatrists, psychologists, and other people in society who can help them through NGO to support these people so that they can look like they're living a normal life in Kenya. Remember, we have a right to live normal life. I'm not saying I'm in support of LGBTQ, but I am not in support of LGBTQ acts. Just like even you, if you are heterosexual, I cannot support you to defile a child. I cannot support you to commit adultery. I cannot support you to commit fornication, because these are all sins. And the church is very clear. Hakuna dhambi ndogo. There is no sin which is smaller. Whether these guys are committing LGBTQ acts, it's sinful, equal to heterosexual. I want to challenge Kanjama, and I want to challenge also Kaluma. There is corruption in this country which has been institutionalized by all sectors. Even they receive bribes in Parliament to pass bills. Why don't they deal with corruption first? Because corruption is worse than LGBTQ acts. Why am I trying to say so? Corruption, if you like, is unethical. Corruption is immoral. Corruption is illegal. Corruption is unconstitutional. LGBTQ acts is only immoral, but it's not illegal. It's not unconstitutional. So why are we punishing these people so hard when we have matters that are of agency? The other thing which is very clear here is that we have done research and found out that you have to construct so much prisons. You have to do capacity building to pastors. You have to do capacity building among psychologists who will be dealing with these people when they have been arrested. At the same time, you're losing labor. If you jail a young person who is 12, 10 years into a cell for 50 years, you have derailed a life. How do you lose such labor? By loss of labor. At the same time, when these people are being harassed, they may not be able to access jobs. How will they have their livelihoods? Remember,